We've got a lot to cover. We have a whole lot to cover. We got to dive right in. We got to get into it quick. We got to get after it quick. We got a lot. It's Friday. It's Friday. You know what I'm saying? So we got to close up. We're in this series called Relentless. It's been a great series. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have enjoyed it. We got the hat on because the hair is still, cranking, bro. We gotta find time to get a haircut before we jump on a plane later today. We're gonna have to figure that out. I don't think I have time for that. Anyways, we got a lot to cover. Let's go. Good morning and welcome to the #1 morning show in America. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 9, author, speaker, and the founder of 800%.life. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Friday. That's right. Today is Friday, March 6th, 2026. Crazy. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Friday, March 6th, 2026. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. I'm going fast today. I'm going to jump right in today. We're going to get right to it today. So I need you to go ahead and tag your friends, hit that share button, get everybody up in here and be like, hurry up, get in here. Glenn is not messing around this morning. We have a lot to cover. So this week we've been in this series called Relentless, where we took inspiration from Tim Grover's book, and we're looking at it a little bit differently, right? Typically, when we look at Relentless, we look at it as some kind of macho, very aggressive type of thing. And this week, we've been looking at the underlying aspects of it that I think a lot of other people miss. I think a lot of people don't necessarily see. I don't want to say miss. That makes them seem like they're not paying attention. But just there's underlying messages and underlying tones in here that I feel like I extracted a little bit better this time because I'm going through the book for like the 4th time. But just some underlying messages that I extracted, and I wanted to share all of those with you. And so earlier in the week, we talked about being relentless is really not about being loud, but ultimately the work that's getting put in the shadows. We talked about being relentless is about intentionally pointing yourself in a certain direction that ultimately going to drive the result that you want. And yesterday we talked about being relentless is not about stepping on the gas so much as it is letting off the brake. And as we broke that down yesterday, it was like, okay, well, what do you mean letting off the brake? Well, a lot of us, we're revving the gas. Run. We're revving the gas. We have no shortage of gas, no shortage of go. The problem is we've still got a foot on the brake. A foot on the brake of judgment might be one of them. Fear of being judged, right? Yesterday I played this little clip, remember?
Think about you? Do you care what people say about you? Do the opinions of others hold you back from being your most wild and authentic self? I can't.
She's wild, right? She's wild, and I love her. But it might be the fear of judgment. That might be the brake. That might be the brake that you've got your left foot on. You're over here pushing on the gas, but you've got a foot on the brake. Maybe it's the brake of comfort. You're pushing on the gas, but you want to be comfortable. I just need enough to be comfortable. I want to be comfortable. I'm seeking comfort. It's a natural state for humans. Maybe the brake that is keeping you from really reaching and achieving the highest levels of success in all the different areas that you want to reach. Maybe that brake is distraction. Maybe it's distraction. My friend TM said procrastination is just distraction dressed as a tuxedo or something. I don't remember. For some reason, I can't remember it, but I mentally like connect with it. And so yesterday we talked about the breaks of judgment, the breaks of comfort, the breaks of distraction. And I told you there was one more break. One more break that's a really, really, really important one that might be this might be the one. If you're feeling today like, dude, why can't I get through this ceiling? Maybe you're feeling today like I've been showing up, I've been putting in the work, I've been doing the thing, I've been adding value, I've been leaning in, but yet they just don't see me. I keep getting skipped over. I keep getting looked over. The doors don't open for me. Maybe that's you today. Maybe it's like, golly, no matter what I do, something bad always happens or something always sets me back. Maybe it's I'm a 2 steps forward, 1 step back type of person. Maybe you're feeling that today. And I want to tell you, this fourth break might be the break that is keeping you from becoming the best version of yourself. And the deepest break of all is identity. You see, many people are living inside a version of themselves that expired years ago. Many of you right now on this show today, you're using sentences and saying words when opportunities are coming your way. You're like, well, I'm not the type of person who does that. Or I'm really bad at business. Or I'm not a great leader. Or, well, I would, but I'm just not very athletic. You see, you have to understand something. Your identity is just a story that you've repeated enough times to believe it. And the relentless people just simply rewrite the story. That's it. Being relentless is rewriting the story of your identity. If you're new around here, I'll tell you something that you didn't know. If you've been around here for a long time, I'll tell you something that you do know. There was a time in my life where I was homeless. Felt like Groundhog Day. Every day was the same. There was a time in my life where I felt invisible. People would look above me and below me and to the left of me and to the right of me, but nobody would ever look me in the eyes and nobody ever said my name. And at that time, I really attached my identity to one of a victim. At that time, I attached my identity to I will always get this same result. I had no direction. I had no structure in my life. I didn't have any aspect or part of my identity that pointed towards success. And see, the breakthrough moment for me as I've gotten older and had more and more levels of success as I've gotten older and created better relationships as I've gotten older and developed different partnerships and had different opportunities to speak on stages and travel around the world and write books and so on and so forth. As I've gotten older, when I look back, I can tell you the biggest breakthrough moment. I had moments of like seasons of my life where there were some memorable moments, but the most breakthrough moment for me was when I realized like it's not about me being motivated. I had to stop believing the story I had been telling myself, and I had to change it to a new story that started with these words: this is who I am now. You see, the moment the old stories died, that's when everything changed. Because identity is ultimately the most powerful break of all of them. Out of all the breaks I shared with you, identity is the most powerful one by far. You see, Relentless is all about alignment. At the time, I was aligned. My thoughts, my actions, my beliefs were aligned with those of a criminal, a loser, a homeless person. Since my thoughts were aligned with that, my results were that. Relentless is about making sure that your actions finally match your potential. Because that's when you'll stop negotiating with yourself. Like when your habits start supporting your future instead of your habits sabotaging your future, that's relentless. You see, relentless isn't loud. Relentless isn't dramatic. Relentless is powerful.
Registration for the 25th Ironman continues one by one. Some faces we recognize. Here is 58-year-old Richard Holcomb, number 214, back for a second try. He's legally blind and it doesn't matter to him. No, the thing that must occur at all costs is this time, cross the line.
It's more than a race. It's a lifetime event that we'll remember for the rest of our lives. They're either going to carry me off the course or I'm going to cross the finish line.
The stories about people like Richard Holcomb pass through this world as race week moves toward this morning. Hey, did you hear about the man who is legally blind? People love to tell and love to hear the stories. Then, appearing near the start line, where they've been before, are father and son, Dick and Ricky Hoyt. There is no one here who hasn't heard about them, their story, and a human commitment that goes far beyond and far back.
January 10th, 1962. We knew there was something wrong, but we did not know exactly what. The doctor said, forget Rick. Put him away, put him in an institution. He's going to be nothing but a vegetable for the rest of his life. We cried a little bit. We talked, and we said, no, we're not going to put Rick away. We're going to bring Rick home and bring him up like any other child. We knew Rick was smart. We could tell by looking in his eyes. And when we talked to him, he was paying attention to what we were saying. So we wanted to get a computer built so Rick could communicate with us. Everybody came to our house that night for Rick to say his first words. And everybody was betting, what is the first words Rick is ever going to say? His mom saying, it's going to be, hi, Mom. And me, the dad, saying, no, it's going to be, hi, Dad. Well, the Boston Bruins were going for the Stanley Cup, and the very first words Rick ever said was, go Bruins.
Dick is a military man, so he knows a thing or two about commitment. This time, he's just months removed from a heart attack. This gift that he gives to his son, or is it the other way around? Either way, it all started when Rick heard about a charity run for a paralyzed athlete. He asked Dad, and Dad said yes.
The gun went off, and we went off with all the other runners, and everybody thought that Rick and I would just go to the corner and turn around and come back. Well, we didn't. We finished the whole 5 miles, coming in next to last, but not last. And when we got home that night, Rick wrote on his computer, Dad, when I'm running, it feels like my disability disappears. So that was a very powerful message to me, that we finally found a sport that Rick could get involved in just like everybody else. Rick is my motivator. He inspires me. To me, he's the one out there competing, and I'm just loaning him my arms and my legs so that he can compete. There's just something that gets into me when I'm out there competing with Rick that I can't explain it, and we're able to go faster. And it's just an unbelievable feeling. Rick and I love the Ironman triathlon, to be out there competing with the best triathletes in the world, to be accepted to compete along with these triathletes. Just to be out there on that pier with all the other triathletes and then waiting in the water for that cannon to go off, it was just so exciting. The feeling coming down the finish line at Leahy Drive, it's just an awesome experience. With the crowd there, all the excitement, the noise, and the announcers announcing all that, your adrenaline just gets flowing.
I may be disabled, but I live a very fulfilling life. And if someone takes the time to get to know me, they will realize that I am no different than anyone else.
Here he is. He graduated from public high school. He's graduated from college. He's out there competing in road races and triathlons. He lives a happier life probably than 95% of the population. Rick would tell you that, if he was physically able to do something, that he'd probably play basketball or football or hockey. But then he always says, no, the first thing he'd do is sit down, have me sit down in his wheelchair and he'd push me. It really makes me feel good that he appreciates, what I'm trying to do to help him out, and he'd do the same thing for me.
What is the story that you're telling yourself? Because see, ultimately that story, that belief becomes our identity. And your identity just might be the break that is keeping you from truly being relentless. Now, there's one more thing that we need to talk about today. That's why I said we got to dive right in. We got to dive right in quick, because there's one more piece that we need to go ahead and wrap up this series. Before we do, though, you know what we got to do on this show. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Get that body in motion. Come on. What's up, Arlene Duncan? Get that body in motion. For those of you that know and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button, because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you, yes, you, to hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching this show live or you're watching this show on replay, say what's up, and I will say what's up back. For real, 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 for real. All right, let's do it. Tanya Robinson, good morning. Great to see you. Marilyn Wilkin, good morning. Great to see you. Trisha Rue is in the building. Great to see you, Trisha Rue. Arlene Duncan, good morning. The Notary Giant Professional Service Corporation. Good morning. Bella Rigby's in the building. Good morning, Bella Rigby. Sonia Merritt, Mike Rendine, Young Johnson, Robin Wilshans, Paul Brindley. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Kat Perez is in the building. We've got Mike Larkin. Powerful episode. Time to dance. Let's go. Spencer Nicholson is in the building. Christina Howard is in the building. Maria Lind is in the building this morning. Great to see you, Maria Lind. Robert Pollard is in the building. Marla Michelle is in the building. We've got Beth Lucchese in the building. Great to see you, Beth. Bill Harrison is up in here today. Kat Perez, Dana Fishbein, Jody Tibbs, Dwayne Moser, Kimberly Hatfield, Pastor Jeff says it's Friday. Charlene Honey is in the building. Jamal McCoy with 2 A's is in the building. Peter Ainsworth. What's up, Peter Ainsworth? Thanks for being here. Wayne Self is in the building as well, and so many more. Thank you guys so much for being here this morning. I greatly appreciate it. For those of you that are listening over on Breakfast with Champions or over on Clubhouse in the Breakfast with Champions room, thank you for being here as well. We are going deeper today. And I know I already got emotional this morning. We are going to go just a little bit deeper, Patricia Freudenberg, because I want to talk about something that Tim Grover never talks about in this book directly, but it's literally the entire theme of the entire book. We're going to talk about something the world does not talk about enough. We're going to talk about something that will completely redefine what relentless actually means. Listen, when people hear the word relentless, they imagine aggression. How you doing, Lois? They imagine aggression. They imagine domination. They imagine intensity. They imagine competition. The image that pops into people's mind when they hear the word relentless is they might have an image of Michael Jordan, or you might have an image of Kobe Bryant, or you might have an image of Oprah Winfrey, or any other relentless competitor that you can think of, some relentless killer, right? They're killers, relentless performers, right? But here's the question that nobody asks. Nobody says, well, what is the force within them that made them relentless? What is the force, the energy, the spiritual wave? Not what is their morning routine, what is their habit, what is their diet, what is their workout, what is their whatever. No. What is the actual force, right? The spiritual, energetic force that makes these people relentless. Because if you really look at it, relentless is not an engine. Relentless is a result. There is something deeper that fuels those that get their results. Something far more powerful than ego. You see, the most relentless force on earth is not ambition. The most relentless force on earth is not money. The most relentless force on earth is not competition. The most relentless force on earth is love. You see, love is the force that keeps people going when logic says you should quit. Love is the force that drives someone to work 2 jobs so that their children can have a better life. Love is the force that wakes up a parent 5 times in the night with a newborn, day after day after day after day after day. Love is the reason that my wife has been pregnant or nursing all but like 18 months out of the last 17 years. I mean, you think it's powerful to show up and win 6 championships. Try nursing 8 kids, homeschooling 8 kids, no paycheck, no crowd cheering, no endorsements, no commercials, no VIP backstage access. You see, love is the force that keeps somebody building a dream when nobody else believes in that dream yet. Love. Love is relentless. And if you look all the way back through history, history proves this. This isn't my opinion. Look at all the different leaders and people that changed the world, right? If you look at somebody like Martin Luther King, he was relentless, not because he hated, but because he loved. He loved people enough to keep going through all the hatred that was getting thrown his way. Or if you look at somebody like Mother Teresa had relentless compassion, relentless service to others, relentless belief in human dignity. The most powerful movements in human history were not built by anger and aggression. They were built by devotion. I want you to think right now. Think about the most relentless people in your own life. My guess is it might not be a celebrity athlete. It might not be a well-known figure that everybody knows about. It might be your mom. Or it might be your dad, or it might be your spouse. It's going to be someone who never quit on you. Someone who kept showing up for you even when life got hard. Someone who believed in you before you ever believed in yourself. My mom believed in me before I ever believed in myself. My mom put up with me through the homelessness. She put up with me through the in and out of jail. She put up with me. Those people, dude, that's what relentless looks like. Relentless is not domination. Relentless is devotion. Devotion to growth. Devotion to your family. Devotion to your purpose. Devotion to becoming the person that you ultimately were designed to be. And see, devotion changes everything. Because once you're devoted, you don't need motivation anymore. Once you're devoted, you don't need hype anymore. Once you're devoted, you don't need someone yelling at you anymore. You just simply keep showing up. You see, here's what I want you to understand. You are not trying to become relentless. You already are relentless. Look at your life. Have you not already survived things that you once felt were impossible for you? Have you not already endured heartbreak that you thought was going to destroy you? Have you not already experienced loss, failure, fear, and yet you're still here? You're still here. You see, that means there's already something inside of you that refuses to quit. You haven't just laid down and never gotten up. You got up today, you're watching the show, you got up, you got in your car, you got up, you went to work, you got up, you made the post, you got up, you wrote the paragraph, you got up, you read the book, you got up, you did the run, you got up, you made the breakfast, you got up, you fed the kids, you got up, right? Like, dude, it's already in you. You're already relentless. There is something inside of you that refuses to quit, or you would not have gotten out of bed this morning. That thing that's inside you, that's relentless. So listen, Tim Grover don't talk about it this way in the book, but I'm going to ask you but I'm going to talk about it this way. Like, the real question isn't whether or not you're capable of relentlessness. We already know you are capable of being relentless. We know this about you already. The real question is, what are you going to aim that relentlessness towards? Are you going to aim it towards one of them breaks, right? Are you going to aim it towards comfort? Or are you going to aim it towards growth? Are you going to aim it towards your ego? Are you going to aim it towards service for others? Are you going to aim it towards accumulation and gathering as many things as you can? Or are you going to aim it towards your legacy? Because relentless energy pointed at the wrong target creates destruction. But relentless energy pointed at love creates transformation. Imagine what would happen in your life if you became relentless about encouraging people. Imagine what would happen in your life if you became relentless about believing in people. Imagine what would happen in your life if you became relentless about developing people. Imagine what happens when someone becomes relentless about raising great children, when someone becomes relentless about building strong communities, when somebody becomes relentless about leading with integrity. Imagine what happens when someone becomes relentless about becoming the best version of themselves that they can possibly be. You see, that kind of relentlessness changes the story, wipes out the identity. Now, all of a sudden, you're impacting families and generations. Now, all of a sudden, you're impacting and changing companies and cultures. Now, all of a sudden, you're changing entire communities. And if you keep staying relentless about encouraging people, developing people, lifting people up, becoming the best version of yourself that you can possibly be, guess what? Your relentlessness will change the world. The world. 8 billion people. You think, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I'm one person. I can't change the world for 8 billion people. Yo, there's this dude named Jesus, and he did it because he was relentless. Because he was love. He was love. There's no better example. Love is the most powerful force. When we read this book, Relentless, when Tim Grover talks about all these stories and all these athletes and all these things and so on and so forth, what he's talking about without saying it, because it's soft and it's not muscular and so on and so forth, what he's saying without saying it is all of these people that are cleaners, that's the word that he used for them, is they are devoted to being the best version of themselves they can possibly be. They are filled with love. Love for themselves, love for their craft, love for something bigger and outside of themselves and their craft. So listen, as we close this week, I want you to remember, being relentless is not about crushing other people. It's not what it's about. It's about refusing to quit on what matters most, refusing to quit on growth, refusing to quit on purpose, refusing to quit on people, refusing to quit on love. Being relentless is about being devoted to love, man. Real love. The most relentless force on planet Earth, the most relentless force in the universe. So listen, if you wake up every single morning in alignment, devoted to becoming a little bit stronger, devoted to becoming a little bit wiser, devoted to becoming a little bit kinder, devoted to becoming a little bit more courageous, devoted to becoming best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Not average version, not a little bit above average, not a little bit below, but absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Then you absolutely will become something extraordinary. Not because you chased greatness, but because you refused to quit on goodness. Listen, I love you. I do. I absolutely stinking love you. If nobody's told you yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. That ceiling you're trying to break through, that belief system that you're trying to shake off, all of those things, dude, the The answers that you seek are on the other side of love, nothing else. It's not a it's not a diet plan, it's not a meal plan, it's not an opportunity, it's not a meeting, it's not an interview, there's nothing else external that is going to get you through to that next level faster, swifter, more efficiently than love.
My Redeemer.